Chapter 266. Heavenly Demon Body. Windless, as well as the rest of the 7 heroes of the Celestial City, couldn't help but be stunned when they saw that Van Xin had so painfully stepped aside. But they hadn't thought too much about it, and they all assumed that Van Xin was afraid of the might of the crowd before he stepped aside. Ha ha ha, what supreme being? It's nothing more than that. Even Kang Tian can't be the enemy of all of us joining hands. Let's all go together and charge into the palace. Chang Kongji couldn't help but be filled with smugness. Charge in. Who cares what supreme beings they are? What pale heavens they are? As long as we get the treasures, we will be able to break through the shattering vacuum as the same, and we will be supreme beings at that time. Each and every peerless powerhouse went crazy, their eyes red as fire as they rushed towards the palace. Faced with a treasure that could break through to the shattering vacuum realm, there was no one present who wasn't moved. And of course, no one doubted if there was really such a treasure. Because to be able to attract a powerhouse of Kang Tian's level, it was definitely an extraordinary treasure. Blast open the gate, Windless coldly shouted. But he himself didn't rush up, and coldly watched from a short distance away. The danger within the palace was abnormal. Who knew what would happen later? It was best to let these idiots take the lead. Similarly, the 7 heroes of Heavenly City and Devil Peak, who had suffered the loss of those flaming giants, also did not rush up, but waited for the crowd to blast open the gate. Let go of me. Let go of me. Not far away, Little Gold, who had been grabbed by Van Xin, kept yelling as he was about to follow suit and charge into the palace. Little Gold, seeing this, Van Xin shouted, then transmitted his voice. Since these idiots want to go in and seize the treasure, let them go in. And if they really manage to blast open the palace doors, we can also take the opportunity to go in and save your brother. Little Gold wasn't an idiot, and at those words, he immediately understood what Brahma Heart meant. You're overly injured now. Hurry up and recover. A little bit is a little bit if you can recover. Otherwise, how are you going to save your brother later? Brahma Heart continued. Xiao Jin had calmed down at this moment. He took out some of the recovery pills that Emperor Dan had refined in the beginning, and began to meditate silently next to him to recover from his injuries. On the other hand, Brahma Xin was focusing on the battle between the 3rd Prince of the Dragon and Devil Heaven in the sky, while coldly smiling as he watched in front of the palace door as a group of people began to bombard the gate. How can a mere stone gate stop us? HMPH. A peerless powerhouse looked at the tightly closed palace door and smiled coldly. Then he blasted out with a fist. Peerless level power erupted at once. Terrifying fist energy surged out and ran towards the stone door in front of him. Boom! As the stone door was struck, it immediately flashed with light, and a counter-concussion force erupted out, sending this peerless powerhouse flying out, spraying out several mouthfuls of blood in mid-air, tragically suffering a heavy blow. For a moment, the crowd was horrified. Windless and the others also frowned. They didn't expect that the district's stone door had blocked the bombardment of a peerless powerhouse, and the counterquake force had also seriously injured that peerless powerhouse. Everyone together, Chang Kongqiang roared. The crowd instantly reacted. So many people present were afraid of nothing. They didn't believe that this broken door could still block so many invincible powerhouses from attacking. At that moment, one by one, they united with each other and began to prepare for the strongest strike. Rumble. Suddenly, a terrifying, shocking explosion came from the sky. The crowd looked up, but they saw 2 figures colliding fiercely in the sky above, powerful forces raging out, shaking the sky and the earth. The surrounding void was trembling violently. Humph, I didn't expect your strength to progress quite a lot. But with only this strength, you still have to lose today. Devil Heaven's eyes blazed between the flip of the devil blade in his hand. He transformed into 7 figures, all of them holding devil blades, killing the opposite dragon 3rd Prince. Heavenly Devil 7 transformations. The third prince of the dragon's eyes immediately condensed, face full of gravity. At first he was in this move above the defeat to the devil sky, so he remembered it vividly. At this moment, once again to see the devil sky to perform the heavenly devil 7 changes, naturally did not dare to be careless. 7 devil heavens, 7 devil blades, with a matchless might killed from 7 assuredly. The whole space was about to collapse. The terrifying power shocked everyone. Dragon whizzing 9 heavens. The third prince of the dragon felt the intense pressure. He tilted his head and roared. His voice shook the 9 heavens. Terrifying power erupted from within his huge body. Dazzling golden light spread throughout his huge body, exuding a terrifying aura. Swish, 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 swish. Right between the third prince of the dragon's roar, 9 golden divine dragons' silhouettes abruptly appeared in the sky. They roared in unison and turned into a ray of light that rushed towards the third prince of the dragon, merging with him as one. Roar. After merging with the 9 divine dragon silhouettes, the power of the third prince of the dragon reached a terrifying level, as he was like a golden sun, meeting the 7 demonic blades that were killing him. From afar, it was as if a sun slowly rose amidst the boundless dark clouds of demonic chi, resisting the devouring of the surrounding demonic chi. Within the boundless ocean of consciousness, the terrifying storm of consciousness was as fierce as a hurricane. Within it, Kang Qiong clenched his teeth and insisted on resisting. His face was pale, clearly suffering from an unprecedented crisis. The effect of the Ice Heart skill was already very small. The surrounding consciousness storm was too strong. He was like a candle in the wind. At any time, there was the possibility of being extinguished. However, while resisting the terrifying storm of consciousness, Kang Qiong still had to continue to receive the inheritance, and the dangers involved were simply unpredictable to normal people. No, I can't fail. I still have to find my father and mother. I still have to pursue the supreme realm of cultivation. I absolutely can't fail. In the midst of the crisis, Kang Qiong tightly guarded his mind, his firm will immovable as a mountain, rigidly resisting the onslaught of the storms of consciousness around him, and continuing to receive the inheritance by virtue of a strong faith. Within the Hall of Power God, the violet Emperor's blood emitted a faint purple light, and the voice of the void shadows slowly came out. This kid was actually able to hold on to 2/3 of the inheritance, Kang Qiong hegemony blood. I didn't expect that there would still be this kind of bloodline present many years after my fall. It seems that there is still hope for my generation's great cause. The shadow's slightly surprised voice rang out, followed by the great hall falling into silence once again. Rumble. In the sky, the dragon third prince's 9 dragons were united. His divine might was overwhelming, and he exuded a heaven, destroying and earth-destroying mighty power when he raised his hands and raised his feet. Every attack he made was like a shocking wave, filled with unrivaled might. The entire sky trembled as if it was about to collapse under the swinging of his gigantic body, showing that the power in it was so strong but it could not be described in words. His huge tail swept across, the void distorted, and his terrifying speed drove the wind, forming a hurricane that raged. In the face of such an attack, the devil sky eyes, cold light asterisk 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 asterisk, the black robe around his body inspired up. A volatile demonic chi erupted from his body, instantly filling the entire sky, making this heaven and earth dark. Boom. A loud sound. The dragon third prince's eyes divine light blazing, huge tail vertical split, like a divine sword that pierces through the sky, exuding endless might, above a golden scale, flashing with icy cold light. At once, this space suffered a huge power squeeze, became distorted, the surrounding air stopped flowing, forming a terrifying sense of oppression descended. Such a might was truly palpitating. Even a trace of gravity surfaced in the eyes of Devil Sky. The devil knife in his hand was gripped much tighter. The devilish aura above the knife body was entangled, flowing with a ferocious killing aura. A terrifying pressure descended. The surrounding space solidified, and the huge tail of the third prince of the dragon was like a mountain suppressing down. Heavenly demon cross-chop. Devil heaven roared. Demonic aura surged down him. Unrivaled power surged out from his body, all of it pouring into the devil blade in his hand. At that moment, the devil blade erupted with astonishing might, and a shocking and incomparable blade on chopped out of the sky. Tear Lara. The blade aura split in half in mid-air and crossed over, forming a cross-chop to meet the giant tail of the third prince of the dragon. Boom! The two sides collided in the sky, erupting with a thunderous loud bang. The heavens and earth shook. The flames of the entire endless sea of fire were extinguished by most of this destructive force, before forming a terrifying wave of fire that swept over, die. In the midst of the two exchanging blows, a divine light exploded in the eyes of the third prince of the dragon, and a terrifying power rushed out of his body, causing the power of his giant tail to suddenly increase greatly as it violently pressed down on Devil's sky. The powerful force impacted out along the giant tail, instantly shattering Demon Sky's cross-demon chi chop, and the rest of the might was even more unceasingly suppressed. What a divine dragon swinging its tail. Half a year has not seen. I did not expect your strength to progress so much. Seeing that his blade move was broken so easily, Devil Heaven's eyes condensed. Then his body split 7 ways, but he performed the Heavenly Devil 7 transformations. Swish, swish, swish. The 7 Devil Heavens immediately greeted the third Prince of Dragon, simultaneously making the Heavenly Devil cross-chop and killing that huge giant tail. Boom, boom, boom boomed with a series of loud bangs. The huge tail of the third Prince of Dragon swept across thousands of armies, unstoppable, breaking the 7 Devil Heavens' heavenly demon cross-chop in succession. Such a powerful force caused many people watching the battle below to gasp in shock. Could it be that today, the third Prince of the Dragon was really going to wash away his shame and defeat Devil Heaven? As time continued to drain away, the increasingly powerful might of the third Prince of the Dragon all revealed that this possibility was very high, and Devil Heaven had already been blasted out several times. Devil Heaven, is this the only growth in your strength in these half a year? If this is the only strength, then death will be your only downfall. The third Prince of the Dragon laughed out loud, looking at the Devil Sky, who was powerless under his attacks. His heart was filled with the excitement of having his revenge avenged, finally washing away the shame of having been defeated the last time. Saying that, his attacks became more and more powerful. He had already brought out all his strength. The crowd watching the battle were all shocked by this powerful might. Even the 7 heroes of Heavenly City revealed palpitating looks. Compared to half a year ago, the strength of the third Prince of the Dragon had increased by more than a point and a half, and now he was actually able to suppress Demon Sky. Crap, if Devil Sky loses, it will be even more impossible for us to seize the treasures within the palace. Windless frowned. HMPH, don't worry, my big brother won't lose so easily. From the side came a cold laugh from Devil Peak. He was also paying attention to the battle in the sky. Although the might of the third Prince of the Dragon surprised him, he did not show the slightest worry on his face. He was obviously very confident in his big brother. The 7 males of Heavenly City were puzzled at his words. They didn't know where this confidence of Devil Peak came from. Could it be that Devil Heaven still has a bottom card yet to play? Windless, however, pondered deeply, a trace of shock flashing in his eyes. If that was the case, then it would be too terrifying. All this time, Devil Heaven unexpectedly did not show his strongest power. This kind of hidden depth was really palpitating. The pupils of the 7 males of Heavenly City shrunk slightly. They began to feel that threatening Mochon was threatening a ferocious tiger. Sooner or later, they would be injured by the crazy tiger. To seek skin with a tiger is to seek one's own death. It seems that after this time, one must leave the spirit sealing space immediately. The 7 males of the Heavenly City thought at the same time in their hearts. At this time, the battle in the sky had almost reached its end. Demon Heaven had already been forced into a desperate situation by the third prince of the dragon. And even Wu Feng began to doubt whether he still had any cards left, and it looked like he couldn't hold on any longer. Just aside of the Devil Peak calm, look frank and comfortable, not the slightest worry. This made the Heavenly City 7 heroes very strange. Looks like today is the day you die. The icy voice of the third prince of dragon came from the sky. In fact, he was not conceited because he had gained the upper hand. The last time he was defeated Ran, he was well aware of Devil Sky's terrifying nature. So even after he had gained the upper hand, he had always remained vigilant. Only at this moment, the Devil Sky, already covered in blood, pale face, looks like there is no power to fight again, which makes his vigilant heart begin to waver. If the Devil Sky really still have the bottom card, then it should have exploded long ago.